The Ministry of Defence has confirmed a British soldier has given birth to a baby boy in Camp Bastion after reporting to medics with stomach pains. It's thought to be the first time a child has been born to a serving soldier while in theatre. James Hurst has the story.
The Royal 3 Hospital at Camp Bastion is set up to deal with some of the most complex medical emergencies in the world on a daily basis. But on Tuesday, the doctors and nurses deployed to Helmand found themselves having to deliver care that they would not have expected in Afghanistan. The unnamed servicewoman was brought to the hospital complaining of stomach pains. It was only when doctors examined her that they and she found out that she was pregnant.
It's certainly very clear that some women do not realise that they're pregnant, and it might be for a variety of reasons. I mean, this girl is going to be in a very stressful situation on the front line. She's obviously quite fit and healthy, so she might have very tight abdominal muscles and not feel the baby move. Particularly if you're fit, you might not have periods, so you might not actually realise that you're pregnant at all.
The soldier's baby was delivered 5 weeks prematurely. Both mother and son are said to be doing well. In a statement, the commanding officer of the hospital, Lieutenant Colonel Andrea Lewis, said it was a unique occurrence, but that her team were well rehearsed in the unexpected and adapted brilliantly to this situation. The soldier has been serving in Afghanistan since the spring as part of 12 Mechanised Brigade. She's understood to be a gunner in the Royal Artillery and has been providing covering fire during battles with insurgents. She would have been several weeks pregnant when she arrived in Afghanistan, having conceived during the final weeks of demanding pre-deployment training. Throughout the term of the pregnancy, this soldier has been doing the most physically demanding work. How much of a concern would that be for mother and baby?
I think it's probably not a great concern. I mean, there are women who are very fit and do a lot of exercise, and they actually do very well in their pregnancy. And quite clearly they're going to be looking after their soldiers, giving them a good diet, and they'll have sufficient rest. So I don't think she should be too worried about the outcome on her or her baby.
And 5 weeks premature, how much extra care would that baby require?
I think the baby would need to be kept warm, be fed regularly, have the sugar tested very frequently. But on the whole, babies that are born 5 weeks early do extremely well and don't have any long-term problems.
This morning, a specialist team from this hospital flew out of nearby RAF Bryce Norton, and they will care for mum and premature baby as they return to the UK in the next few days. For the medical staff at Camp Bastion, this will have been something of a surprise to say the least, but it will not have been entirely new to them. Many of them work in NHS hospitals like this one when they are not on deployment, and they are delighted at how it's turned out. James Hurst, Forces News, Oxford.
Well, let's now go live to Camp Bastion and Carla Prater. So, Carla, what's been the reaction to this news?
Well, I think it's fair to say this birth has taken everybody by surprise, not just the mother, but the hospital staff and members of her unit. It's against MOD policy to allow anyone who's pregnant to deploy, but of course in this case no one knew that she was. This is the first baby to have been born here in theatre, the first to have Camp Bastion on its birth certificate, but this isn't the first woman to discover she's pregnant whilst on tour. Between 2006 to 2011, 59 British servicewomen were taken out of Iraq and Afghanistan after they were found to be pregnant. That's at least 10 a year. And last year, a servicewoman from 12 Logistics Support Regiment gave birth just weeks after serving 6 months here in Afghanistan. So it has happened before.
Carla Prater in Camp Bastion, thank you for that.